Yeah, hello everyone. Welcome to the Wisdom Talks, where we discuss with experienced entrepreneurs and learn more about how they have been successful in business, and we also can learn from the same experience. So today I have Mr. Naveen Prakash, who is the co-founder and director at Global Logistics. He has 30 plus years of experience in sales and leading an organization and helping it become a global organization now in its real term of being global. And this is the second time that I'm having this interview with him. The first time was 5 years back, and we spoke mainly on marketing and sales and focusing on the LinkedIn, marketing and how we can use the platform of LinkedIn to increase our sales and marketing. And then I've been following Mr. Naveen on social media all along, and I've been watching a new dimension of his marketing and sales. And I thought it's high time I speak to him and learn about this new area of how he is doing his sales and marketing and how he is helping his organization grow. So this area is on attending conferences and meeting new people around the world, always traveling and ensuring that increasing the networking and growing in sales and marketing. So welcome, Mr. Naveen. Thank you for accepting this interview the second time. Thank you.
John, it's my pleasure to always talk to you. You're always very inquisitive, and you generate so many questions in my mind which I even don't think of. So, thanks for the exercise again. Yeah, I love to be here. So,
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Maybe we can first start off, since it's been 5 years, maybe you can tell few things that are happening in your organization recently that you have started. I know that you also have a ship, if I'm not
yeah,
wrong. So maybe you can even tell a few things about that, and then we can get into the actual topic. Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, things have changed a lot in the last 5 years. We had COVID, and the business dynamics had completely different during those times, which we had never perceived, in our life. But we also call it a black swan event for the logistic business because the freight requirement, especially in the developed countries, was so high, especially the consumer goods and the medical equipment, and the India being one of the vaccination capital of the world, pharmaceuticals moving out of India. India being generally a importing country, but during the COVID time, people realized that India became a hub for sourcing. So not only usually we're into garments and engineering cargo, but also ready to use goods in US and European supermarkets. So that volume is really huge. So India benefited a lot in shipping those commodities because customers are willing to pay whatever it costs, because most of them were being given some kind of a government assistance individually. So there is a huge consumption, and we were not ready for that kind of business, especially working from home. We had to do all the operations sitting at home. That also brought in a lot of efficiencies, and we did not realize that we had that kind of system capabilities in the organizations, which could contribute, a huge way to the global requirements by being at home. So it was a great experience. We learned a lot from that. Obviously, when people want to work from offices, we know that work from home is not going to be a permanent concept. As human beings, we're all social animals. We just need to be together. So yes, we come back to office 100%. That means that are we doing the business the old way? Definitely not. We definitely have learned the hybrid model, and I would say that people are much more relaxed now because they can work now from the desk, but in a more efficient manner. So yeah, so I think that has really changed a lot in last 5 years on a global perspective, I would say. So, and of course, there are organizations who are able to adjust it to it. Some organization could not, but the people who really come out of it are doing pretty well now. So, yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. Anything on the ship part or any new offerings that
Yeah.
you?
So, yeah. So during COVID, you were sitting at home thinking what to do different. So yeah, I did some kind of a research, keeping a lot of things in mind. Especially one is the ESG part of it. ESG is a very big topic now globally, environment, sustainability, and governance. So we identified a very specific market of Pondicherry. So Chennai to Pondicherry there's no big port, no port in Pondicherry. All the containers which arrive in Chennai, they go to Pondicherry. So we have seen almost 6,000 containers every month move by road. And Pondicherry is basically a holiday destination for all of us. And when we are driving down to that beautiful city, we also see a lot of container trailer. I'm sure they're an eyesore for a traveler who wants to have a scenic view, but you can see the container trailer blocking your way. So that came to the thought, and we thought, why not we move these containers by ship? Because there has been some talks of being tourism to be promoted on the East Coast from Chennai to Mahabalipuram up to Pondicherry. So we thought, why can't we carry containers? So we identified a ship which is small in size, which can enter the Pondicherry port. Basically, it's a riverlet. It's not on the open ocean. We did operate this service of carrying 108 containers per voyage. So we just targeted almost like 8 to 10% of the total market size per month, from 6,000 to 600 to 800 containers per month.
Mm.
Yeah, we did run successfully the operation because it was never done before. Yeah, pretty interesting concept, and we had very good support from the ports, from the customs, and also the customers in Pondicherry who wanted to make a difference, who wanted to try out a different business model shift. And Pondicherry has a port which provides all kind of ground support service for the customers based out of Pondicherry. They have a warehouse, you can keep the containers there, you can do export clearance in Pondicherry and move it directly on the vessel rather than bringing cargo all the way to Chennai and custom clearing it here, finding a container. So we did bring in a model shift in Pondicherry. I'm pretty proud to do it, conceive it, to implement it, and see the proof of concept and running business model successfully done. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Now, coming to the actual topic of this interview, attending conferences. So I keep seeing your posts on LinkedIn. Regularly, you're attending conferences, very specific conferences, which are meant for the logistics industry. And I keep seeing you in different countries, different times. So first of all, why did you choose that, and why is it important? And what would your advice be for other entrepreneurs? Does it make sense for even other industries? What do you have to say about that?
So yeah, the conferences basically they're all called networks. So
Hmm.
like you have BNI, it's like a network. So but it's a global network. Every company which is in logistic business, they have requirement from their importers and exporters to pick up a cargo from any part of the world or to export it to any part of the world. Obviously, our services are not limited to port or airport to airport operations. We are also required to carry the cargo after custom clearance to the warehouse of the end user or pick it up from the manufacturer's warehouse. So that involves a local partner in the overseas country who's going to do these jobs for us, either in warehousing or trucking or custom clearance or packing, unpacking, labeling. And with the e-commerce, you have to go, in fact, picking the cargo and sorting and packing individually, labeling it. So there's a lot of work required logistically on both sides of the border. So having said that, every company cannot open their own office across the world. So we need overseas partners to work with. Obviously, we care a lot about our customers. So I want to know with whom I'm working. So I want to see them in person. I want to see their capabilities. I want to understand if they really uh, got exactly what my customer wanted. And more importantly, whether it can all be done in a price which my customers are agreeing to pay. So obviously, I cannot assess if I'm meeting one person by going to one particular country, or if I'm going to one particular country and meeting only 7 to 8 people, coming back, going back again. For example, if you see in Asia Pacific, if I just go to Australia, I had to go to New
Hmm.
Zealand also, I had to go to Fiji also. So it is not economically and time-wise is also not possible. So that's how the networks were formed, where the network owners they bring in the best quality of logistic service providers and they vet it out on their financials, on their capabilities, everything, and they bring them together, people with common mindset to meet annually or sometime, once in 2 years at a common place, which is mostly a MICE destination. So, which is convenient for holding the conferences, where you not only have the official formal discussion, but you also have time out. Evening, you can go for a dinner, or you have a cocktail party somewhere, or you want to play golf, or you want to do a city tour, so that the communication and the discussion is not only in the formal meeting room, but you also do bonding in informal locations. So that's business is all about relationships. So yeah, so I would say that uh, conferences are meant in that particular model. And as our businesses grow and our customers want to go to new destinations, our customers want us to serve new origins. So obviously, I need to look for new partners. So that's how we started exploring these options of attending the network conferences.
So, are you saying that these conferences are mainly for partner development and not for client acquiring new clients, marketing and sales? It's more of an operational kind of excellence. Is that how it is?
Exactly. That is the prime motive of me to attend these
Okay.
conferences.
Okay.
But certain companies, they attend the conferences because, like, I'm looking for operational partner overseas.
Hmm.
Similarly,
Hmm.
an overseas partner will be looking for operational partner in India. So what does
Okay.
the Indian company have? They have the capabilities operationally, but
Hmm.
they may not be having their own clients, but they have the systems. So when they
Understood.
approach a counterpart overseas and they nominate us to handle certain business, I get business in my hand. So it's also generating the business. So it's a two-way
Okay.
traffic. So the way I'm looking for a counterpart, they're looking for a counterpart. So I'm handling their business. So their business becomes my business also because I get some handling cost or whatever value addition I do, they pay me for that. So it's both ways it is.
Amazing. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
How do you keep yourself motivated? One of the biggest challenge for a salesperson, and you call yourself a proud salesperson because I keep looking at your posts, and
Yeah.
it's very difficult because a lot of roadblocks and challenges, and we are let down a lot of times, and there are a lot of failures for a salesperson. How do you keep yourself motivated? The drive and all that.
So I mean, see, sales is something that every organization needs. I mean, we're good in operations, we're good in devising some services and products and designs, but obviously somebody has to go and sell. The biggest challenge in any organization today is that they're not able to find good salespeople. Why they're not able to find good salespeople? Because sales in any in Indian society especially, it is never a career option. Obviously, when a child is in school, you're going to make them either doctor or a IAS officer or an engineer, whatever it is. Sales is never an option for a child when they're in school and college. Nobody said that okay, sales is the career that you can take it up. Obviously, it's the last choice for most of us. So that gives brings out a very important question about the quality. And second question is about the investment to make somebody a good salesperson. Do companies have that kind of a bandwidth to identify the right person and to train them and to invest on them to do sales for you? Obviously, most of the organizations strive for that, but I would say a big percentage it's very short-lived for whatever reasons.
Mm.
So something which companies want it to happen, but doesn't happen. So there's a frustration that how sales can increase by adding more people in the system. It is a solution. There is no solution for that at this moment of time, I believe, because being in sales for the last 30 years. So what does it mean? It means the business owner has to be the salesperson. You can hire good operations team. You can get a good tech off the shelf. You can buy tech as per your industry. You can just buy it off the shelf and you can do the business with that. The systems are taken care. Good operation people are there. People willing to work inside the office. You can find plenty. So people you cannot find is going for sales. Obviously, that responsibility has to be taken over by the entrepreneur. And sales without enthusiasm and a smiling face is not going to be possible. So even earlier days when people who are not going for sales, they were saying that if you do not have a smiling face, do not open a shop. So, so it's as good as that. So when I'm going outside with my kit or my bag, I need to be smiling. I need to be motivated. Obviously, people like you first, only then they do business with you. So one thing I'm very motivated is that because I see results in what efforts I'm putting. The results are the one which you keep you motivated. Number one, more than anything else. People may say that the promising future is different, but the results which give you. So when I look back at my efforts, I see yes, customers are coming in, they are happy, they're staying, they're increasing the businesses, and more importantly, my operations people, what I call the key account managers who handle my customers. they are the ones enjoying it more than the customer themselves, because they're able to uh, keep customer happy. With that, the revenues are coming to the company, and we incentivize these key account managers on a monthly basis whenever they perform beyond their targets. So yeah, so it's a chain effect, I would say.
So how did
Yeah.
you keep yourself motivated during COVID when there was no results?
So as I explained to you, COVID we did pretty well as logistic companies. We
Okay,
demand
okay,
was very huge. We were
right.
like overall very busy. We worked for 26 hours a day. I would say that. So yeah, it was a high time for us. So on the
Okay.
contrary.
It was on the contrary for you. Okay,
Yeah.
excellent. Thank you. Thank you for sharing all that. And um, the first time you told me about LinkedIn and how to use LinkedIn, and anything you'd like to add on that 5 years down the line, anything new, any advice?
See, I mean, yeah, LinkedIn, I used it as a marketing tool, to be very frank. Initially, I used to, as any marketing aspect, it must have some targets. It has some budgets. So and there was no budget because LinkedIn was free and I was using it by myself. But I did set some targets for me: how many leads I'm going to generate, how many people I'm going to connect, what is the conversion that I can have, am I going to add a dollar value to it. I did all this thing and I saw a good success to that. But it was getting more of a operational kind of thing, and I really had to train my people to do it for themselves. But I would say in last 5 years I moved on from that. I'm not here to generate leads. I'm not here to convert my conversation into dollars. I'm here to basically build relationships. And as an organization grows, its aspirations also grows across the boundaries, as you know. And today it's very important to have that kind of a branding for yourself and for your organization, where you stand out from the crowd, uh, obviously. So then, secondly, standing out of the crowd is one important aspect. Secondly, when the conversation really happen, people see the consistency. What you are portraying on your social media is the real person that you are. So there should not be any contradiction in that. So I would say I've become more honest. I was always honest. Obviously, I become more upfront in what I am as a person. Same thing I am on LinkedIn. So you will not find me a different person what I am on social media versus what I am in person. So that gives people more comforting. Like I'm very approachable on social media. So when I meet people in person, also I'm pretty that way. Also, when they meet me, I'm not a reserved person. I'm pretty approachable. So they see the consistency. More importantly, they realize that this is a tool which can help the organization and individual to grow their brand. So they want to talk to me, have a conversation around it, like how you are having it in person. That Naveen, how to use LinkedIn. So yeah, I'm very happy to share this with anyone that I meet. So I think people have implemented it. They've seen success. 2 days back, somebody posted a first post of there on LinkedIn, and he said, "Naveen, I posted this, and it was a wonderful post. I mean, I would beautiful post about telling about the person, their sales life, and about their personal life. It was a very genuine and beautiful post. It got a lot of engagement and encouragement for the person. So I'm very happy to talk about LinkedIn to people. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you very much. And what is global logistics doing newly now? Anything that you are experimenting newly that we may all see in the upcoming 1 or 2 years? Something that you would like to share briefly? Anything you're trying to do now?
See, what we are trying to do here is that get more and more customer centric. So that is what we are trying to drive to each and every teammate of ours. Try to listen to the customer more keenly, because the market is very volatile. As you see, we have a problem in the Suez Canal with the Houthis not allowing any vessels to go through that canal. So all the ships have to go down South Africa, what we call Cape of Good Hope, increasing the transit time by 12 to 14 days. We have a war happening in Ukraine and
Russia.
Russia.
Hmm.
There's a lot of instability there. India is currently having issues with all the bordering countries, political issues, whatever it is. So this is creating a lot of chaos. And now China plus one policy, geopolitics is so much different, and country's economy is different in different states. So it is not like very uniformity is not there. So this is a very volatile situation for our clients. So we don't want to take any of their even smallest of, I would say, complaint or a suggestion or a pain point lightly. We want to give more ear to that. We may or may not be in a position to solve the problem, but I think the empathy is what is more required with the customers today, because I can understand running a business is not easy, especially finding the talent, finding the customers, financial limitations, regulations. There are tremendous issues an entrepreneur faces, especially in the manufacturing community. And more
Mm.
importantly, when you're doing business at a global level, your competition is at a global level. So if you're making a small
Mm.
pump, you want to export it to say Europe. I mean, there are manufacturers based out of across Asia. You know, you go to Malaysia, you go to Indonesia, you go to Myanmar. Everybody's manufacturing those things, and everybody's
Mm.
competing for the small pie of market. So we want to ensure that we are listening more and more to the customer. So I think that I'm trying to drive the point to all my teams. It's a very subtle thing. It is not something like a product or a service, but I think it's going to go in a long way when I'm going to make my people listen more to customers.
Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Naveen, for agreeing for this time, giving us this time, and again, valuable insights like the first time. I had taken away a lot of inputs from the first one, and this also, of course, is quite
Yeah.
valuable. Thank you very much. And looking forward to another one in few years down the line when I see a new
No,
angle of something that you're doing. Thank you very much for
done.
your time.
Thanks a lot,
Thank you.
Thomas. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.